All right, we are here the final week of the term. Welcome, class, to week 11. As promised, this week is largely a week for research and reflection. There are no assigned readings. There's no primary source assignment. There is no quiz. Instead, this week is an opportunity for us to take a moment to breathe in, to look back at what we have covered, and to reflect upon its meaning in our lives. When we started this course, we described the differences between the past and history. The past I described as those events that took place. They are irrefutable. History, on the other hand, history are the stories that we tell about that past. This is an important distinction. Much of what we've read this term has come from the writings of historians. The textbook is a secondary source. It is historians reflecting upon the past, explaining it in such a way as to establish meaning and purpose. I encourage you to not accept what you have read at face value, understanding, like all things, that these historians have some implicit and perhaps explicit bias. We don't know why they wrote what they wrote in the way that they wrote it. We know that many of the events that they describe actually happened. But the reasons that they happened is largely left up to interpretation. There are always two or more sides to a story. I do applaud our historians for providing alternative approaches or providing different examples. But I want you, it's part of our practice of thinking critically, to recognize that not everything you read is probably true. So what is the meaning of this story? How can we apply these lessons into 2016, 2017, 2018, into your lives as college students moving forward in your professional careers? What value is there in learning of this past? Does it appear that the year 2017, that any issues that we are dealing with are repeats of things that we've dealt with before? Is the xenophobia and the nativism that seems rampant in our country today, is this a new phenomenon? If not, when else have there been periods of increased xenophobia and nativism? What else happened in that time to bring about those things? Were these periods of economic downturns? Were these periods of high immigration? Were these periods in which there was a high discrepancy between the incomes of the wealthy and the poor? If we begin to make connections, we can begin to see patterns. That perhaps that when times are tough, when jobs are hard to come by, or where jobs are pay less and less, that it is easier for a country, its people, and politicians to blame their own deficiencies upon upon the shoulders of strangers. All right, and this is what history can do. History isn't necessarily to learn what happened, but to learn for the causes and the context for these events, so that when we begin to see those occurring again, we can make educated guesses about what will happen and respond in turn, saying, this is not the first time that people have felt this way and blamed these people for their failings. This week there are two major assignments. Both are required. The final project and presentations are both due this Wednesday, December 20th. I will need time to read through them, and your classmates need time to be able to go through your presentations. I look forward to seeing your work. This has been a very rewarding term for me. I'm grateful for your insights, the questions that you have posed, the way you have pushed back against the topics that we have studied, the insights you have provided, the unique perspectives you have given. This is also a week where you will submit your hypothesis annotations. The Dropbox will be here within the assignments and projects folder. You'll also find here a place to submit your final project, whether you're using the essay or the unessay, as well as a place to paste a URL to your final presentation. Should you have any questions about these projects, I encourage you to look over here in the Assignment Resources tab, or to email me at brantellsworth@centralpenn.edu, or to call me between the hours of 10 and 11. My phone number is listed in the syllabus, and I'll be happy to work with you. As always, I appreciate your attention and your care this term. At any point in the future, should you need a letter of recommendation, I encourage you to consider using me. I'll be happy to write one for you. All right, class, good luck this final week. Again, thank you for your efforts, and I hope to see you again soon.